Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
There are now more ways to save at Quick Mart. Become a Quick Club member and easily earn rewards on qualifying purchases at Quick Mart convenience stores using the Quick Club app, available on the Apple App Store and Google Play. To save on fuel for work, use the Fuel Rewards Pro app to earn 5 cents a gallon on work fill-ups and redeem the savings for yourself. To get started, visit fuelrewards.com/pro or download the app in the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Top quality equipment rentals at the right price. It's not too good to be true at Rent Right Equipment and Sales. We guarantee clean, reliable products that are up to your standards. Our family-owned business has been doing that for more than 40 years. Let our friendly and knowledgeable staff take care of you from purchase to maintenance. Saws, drills, lifts, mowers, generators, you name it, we've got it. Stop by and see our inventory today, located on Buffalo Road in Lawrenceburg.
Did you know that Resource MFG, an employee bridge company in Lawrenceburg, is the first and largest national manufacturing staffing company? They work alongside the top plants and facilities in the area to provide you with job opportunities in production, quality, maintenance, supervision, and all levels of management. Resource MFG has positions open right now to meet your needs today and a full staff ready to work with industrial partners to grow opportunities for this generation of workers and the next. Reach out today and start your employment journey with Resource MFG.
C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome everybody here to X Sports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen. AJ Good here with Brian Gobble and Michael Marks, and guys talking some local sports right off the get-go as I adjust the cameras and make it look like we are not on the 7th Circuit. There we go. We look like human beings now.
I would say I'm the one that gets the roughest of that. I got the fairest skin, so I sometimes
you need sun.
I try. I would say I'm covering baseball games.
You need to lose this. You need to.
Well, I'm a cold-natured person. I may have to. I would say I may have to just suffer through it.
UV index today is a 7, so maybe you could go out.
So I'm the one that gets burnt in 2.
Yeah.
So
you could get out there and crisp up a little bit.
I would say I got a yard that
is
needs
my
mowing.
Face still peeling? Do I still have like little peelies on my face?
I saw a little bit at lunch, but I would say I think the light hair.
It's not noticeable from here.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so you got that part working for you. But guys, we had a couple games last night in the high school baseball side of things. Starting first with the one you were at, Michael, and Loretto and Summertown did battle last night, but unfortunately for the guys in blue, but fortunately for the guys in black, it was a good night to be from First of two between the
got
Mustangs
it started
and
early,
the
got some
Eagles
guys on, and we're able to get a
Monday
run in the
night
first
Summertown.
inning. And I
At the
think
top of
that
the
really
first.
just set the tone for the night. Case and Springer led the game off with a walk and a stolen base, so the Mustangs had a runner at third before there was even an out in the game. The offense was hot from start to finish. You had a huge night from Raleigh Ellis. He went 4 for 4, had 2 doubles, a single, and a home run. And the bats that you needed to show up did in a huge way. You even had a couple on base appearances from Ben Lyles, who started out in right field. It was just a great game for the Mustang bats. And then you turn it over to the pitching side. Case and Springer goes 5 2/3, 2 hits, 10 strikeouts, only about 85 pitches. Dylan Thompson came in and slammed the door. For Summertown, there were some signs of promises. You got some really good at-bats from guys like John Colby Stanley. Elijah Huckabee had some good at-bats. Foster Paley had a double down the line for the Eagles. And I think that they're definitely going to be a motivated team coming out tonight. The defense let them down a little bit. 7 runs given up by Jackson Bennett, only 2 of them being earned.
I mean, what a great performance, offensively, defensively. Got your first home run.
Yes.
I know you were talking about it yesterday. You're a little scared. I'm like, are these guys going to go yard at some point? Well, get Raleigh Ellis. Raleigh Ellis did it for you there.
Yeah, he was best friends with that right field ball because even that ground rule double was probably about 10 feet away from being another home run. So as long as the Mustangs power hitter is, the cleanup batter is swinging with some power, they're going to be a very dangerous lineup. And first time getting into the double digits on the run side of things, so it's a good sign coming in tonight.
You told me you might have been a little surprised with the outcome of the game.
I was going into it. I thought it would be a much closer fight, but you could kind of tell after about the second or third inning that Loretto was locked in, and not that Summertown wasn't, but man, when those bats are swinging as well as they are, and Case and Springer's on the mound doing what he's doing, Loretto's going to be a tough team to beat.
I mean, it just unreal performance by them last night, and I mean, in a good way to kind of you split those games with Cascade. This is the first district games for Summertown, so you got your basketball guys back with Kaysen. You mentioned Kaysen. I felt like every time Mason Tidwell scored a lot since he's been back. He might be leading the team in runs scored since he's
It's
been
definitely
back.
Close.
And so yeah, he's certainly getting the job done for them in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and you mentioned it with the basketball guys. I talked about Ellis having a good night, but Case and Springer got on base 4 times. Mason Tidwell got on base a couple of times. Grant Fisher as well. So even some of those basketball players coming in were able to contribute on the diamond.
Yeah, absolutely. So game 2 tonight. I know it's Taylor. Welcoming him back in. So wow, the band's back together.
Yeah,
again.
I know.
It's been a while.
It feels like the Beatles. We will not argue which member is which of the Beatles.
Do we have to be the Beatles? I don't really like the Beatles.
Okay, who do you want?
I don't know.
I'm
Can
trying
we
to
be?
think of a
I can be
four-man
like.
band that doesn't have like the
Yeah.
run
I'm
of the litter.
thinking like Queen, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're much
Okay.
more cooler.
Okay.
I will go ahead and say I'm not Freddie Mercury.
You're not Freddie.
I'll take the Brian May hair.
Yeah, that's fine.
I guess I'm Freddie. I need to grow a mustache.
Yeah, grow the
Better
mustache.
hair, mustache, and start wearing white tank tops.
Yeah.
So,
You probably pull it off.
I'm there's a lot of manliness underneath. There's a lot of chest. No, he had chest.
He was
hair.
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
he had
about
big
to
tufts
say.
sticking out of that tank top.
Yeah, I gotta. No, I'm not. I'm not even.
The overbite.
Not going to try to do a Freddie Mercury.
The
impression
movie,
right now.
the Bohemian Rhapsody movie was really good,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the guy who portrayed Freddie Mercury had
Mm-hmm.
he kept that mouthpiece. I guess is what I'm trying to say. He kept that mouthpiece in
Yeah.
the entire time when he was sleeping, when he went home,
Yeah.
whenever they were shooting that movie, because he wanted to get used to it and really get into the Freddie Mercury character. So, anyways, that was just a little interesting fact about the movie that I thought of.
Talking about some dedication.
Yeah, no doubt, absolutely.
Speaking of the movies like that, isn't there like a Michael Jackson one that's coming out? Or
Yes,
something like
I'm
that?
pumped.
it's called Thriller, isn't it?
I think
Yeah,
so.
I'm pumped.
Yeah.
April, maybe next
Yeah.
week. Maybe.
I want to say I saw it talk about on TV. And I thought it was kind of.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, my house is excited about the Super Mario Brothers movie.
I'm in there with that one. Listen. I may be a grown man, but I was a Mario kid growing up, and I'll be a Mario kid till I'm going.
The first one was good.
Yeah, but
they're solid.
Yeah.
They're solid movies.
Yeah.
I want to go watch them. They're good.
And my son's obsessed with Mario and Mario Kart
great.
right now, so that's what we're doing this weekend. Which, by the way, happy birthday, CJ, my now
Yeah,
4-year-old little boy.
There you go.
We thankfully missed out on April Fool's Day by handful of hours.
you go.
We were getting really, really
There we go. Come on.
to that happening.
Come on.
So that the good Lord brought him in, and then my daughter came after Jesus. So both of my kids were born next to Jesus holidays. So
the Easter and Christmas babies.
Yeah, that's and I'm not an Easter, I'm a Christmas baby. So I always said I don't want my kids born next to Jesus holidays, and I did it to both of them. So that's what I get for saying that for all these years.
My sister, she was born on October 30th, and my mom, bless her heart, she born and raised Southern Baptist. All that she did not want to have a Halloween baby, and she told me this is after the fact, and she was like, I literally would pray on a nightly basis, please Lord, do not let this baby be born on Halloween. And she was born on October 30th, and my brother and I, we love Halloween. She was like, oh, please be Halloween.
Well, and Nick Saban's birthday is Halloween, so I mean that may have helped a little bit.
Well, well, technically in Southern Baptist world, that's a harvest festival, not Halloween.
Yes, it's harvest festival. Yep. Or
fun
festival.
Fun festival. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, fall festivals, harvest festival. Yeah, you are not wrong. Like the language is definitely switched up there.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, I know it's kind of blown out, but by the way, the drone shots from your game last night.
Good.
Listen,
awesome.
I would say the guys that were running that did an outstanding job, and obviously Will, producer, was able to get the shots where they needed to be, but just an outstanding job by those guys, and I hope they're back with us again tonight, because I think that the ability to have that for a high school game takes it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, it's almost like the Goodyear blimp.
Yeah. Yes, I would say that would be man, that'd be crazy to have those flying over Loretto.
I know
they
were searching for Bulldog, which I think Bulldog is gone to be with the Lord.
I think so.
I miss Bulldog. There's nothing like seeing that guy just pace.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate. And then my game back here, I had to move my camera midway, like right before, for about 15 minutes before first pitch. I had it in the spot they wanted me to put it. It was crooked. I tried to go fix it, made it worse. So that's why this was the only view you got. Well, I had a dugout view because it wasn't as crooked. So I technically I could have put it in a home plate, but y'all wouldn't have been watching the game like this. Like crooked, confused dog, so it wouldn't have been fun for everyone. So I was just saving everyone. But speaking of
the Wildcats,
let's get. Oops.
Tullahoma here in the top.
Let's get into this game from last night after I just butchered it around. The Wildcats go to Tullahoma, guys, and they take care of business. 13-2 in 5 innings. Logan Mays pitches 4 shutout innings, struck out 8. The offense was great. Jack Emerson, 3 RBIs. Brayson Rose had 3 for 4, 3 for 5, 2 doubles, and a single. Scored 3 times. I mean, this offense got it done last night. They took advantage of 5 Tullahoma errors, and they got guys on base, and they made things happen. Scored in every inning above 1.
And again, you mentioned it there with the errors. I think those are huge because they're momentum building for one team and really draining for the other team. Like you mentioned, Jack Emerson had an outstanding night. It felt like watching the highlights. It was just the him show for a little bit there. Had a great night as well as Rose. And man, that Lawrence County offense. I would say they more than surpassed the measuring stick competition there with Tullahoma.
Yeah, Tullahoma fans are awesome, man. Especially the guys up in the press box who I've gotten to know because we've played like every district tournament there. Because why Tullahoma's good and you're the best team in the district, you get the host. Totally down for that. And their facility is awesome and the people are great. But one of the guys that came down the press box, because the way it works, I have to plug in the press box, work it down to where my location is. And one of the guys goes, hey, good luck. He goes, you're really going to enjoy the next 3 years. This team could pitch and this team could hit. You're really going to enjoy the next 3 years. And I was a little bit shocked by the result, but the longer the game went on, I'm like, this should not be shocking. They are just the better team. The offense showed up, the pitching showed up, and they look like a team that is ready to kind of take the reins of this district.
Yeah, and your first district game, it's always really difficult to tell what you're going to get going in because obviously you haven't seen these teams yet this year, and baseball is one of those sports where one day you can be really good and the next day not. So it was a really good, impressive win for Lawrence County, and the one out of the 3 baseball teams in this county that won their first district game. So a great start to district play for the Wildcats.
Yeah, you got to feel good about it considering who Tullahoma is and the battles that you've had in the previous seasons, and come back and take care of business emphatically. That's a good sign for Clint and the boys on the team.
and they're,
Yep.
you look at their losses. 7A Huntsville, 7A Florence, a really good Battle Creek team, and forgot who they lost to at the beach, but that team's Green Hill, right?
Yes.
All those are high level, pretty good teams.
Those are quality losses.
In quality losses, and you look at the wins, and I keep saying it every time I come home after a game like this where they are just impressive. I just keep telling my wife, there's just something special about this team this year, something I haven't really seen a ton of. I can think back to the Loretto baseball team that won a state championship. I'm like, man, that team's special. Loretto basketball, and all of our volleyball teams, Summertown, Loretto. I'm like, there's just something about these teams that are special, and I'm getting that same feeling about these guys.
Yeah, there's been a lot of excitement around Lawrence County this year. We start in the fall with football. The girls basketball team able to win the district championship for the first time in 10 years, and then you turn it over to the baseball and softball side of things. Softball's looking good. Baseball's looking really good. It's an exciting time to be a Wildcats fan, no doubt.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that's lofty expectations right there. You're not putting it on them. You're just saying you're starting to get reminders of something special could be brewing.
And I'm just I'm just kind of looking at their expectations. You go to their facility, they have a picture of MTSU's field. That's where you play the state championship game, and says, I believe it's 86 miles from their building to
Murfreesboro.
To Murfreesboro, MTSU's field, and that's their if they say it all the time, it's 86 miles or 78. It's some number like that, and that's their expectation. So I'm not putting anything out there, anything on them that they haven't already. Put on.
Well, we had that kind of similar thing at the high school that I went to. We had in our locker room for baseball, we had a Alabama kind of outline where we are and where Montgomery is. And I forget the mileage, but it was there every single after Coach Mosley started there, and that was our expectation. That was up there, and we knew that was the goal. And if we weren't able to get to that goal, obviously that was a failure. But no, it's definitely one of those things where you talk about them having that special feel. I haven't personally watched gone to a game of theirs this year, but hearing how the season has gone on, and it does, I can see how that feel can be there. Be like, hey, there's something, you just know there's something different about this team.
Brian, did you look it up?
It's 87 from here.
Close.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, you have that if you want that expectation going in, put it out there. Be like, hey, this is our goal. 87 miles down the road is where we want to end the season. And if they keep doing what they're doing, I would not be shocked.
I always go back to the 2016 Cubs. Joe Madden said in spring training, because they knew they had the best team, they knew everyone was coming for them. Their motto was embrace the target. I mean, a lot of coaches and a lot of teams, you'll hear them say, like, we don't, those are your expectations you set for yourselves. You put that target on us. I'm like, and Joe Madden just said, no, we want that target. Like, come, to be the man, you got to beat the man. You're already saying we're the man. We're going to start playing like the man.
And they did.
They did. One of the greatest comebacks in history. And I still want one more before I die. I'm 41. I think I've still got another 30 good ones. That's 30 seasons. Y'all can make one of those happen. Or at least one of my teams, the 49ers, get to the Super Bowl and nothing happens, or your coach forgets the overtime rules. Jeez. Anyways, I'm not projecting anything on anybody.
I was about to say, my most traumatic NFL playoff loss, I guess you could say, is I was a real big Titans fan the year they made the run to the AFC Championship game, and that was just, you ran into Patrick Mahomes. That was all that one was.
I feel like more traumatic for me is whenever they were the 1 seed, I think the next year.
Yeah,
and
Cincinnati.
They ran into Joe Burrow, and Ryan Tannehill just threw like 3 interceptions that game. He just didn't play well at all. That's more traumatic to me because we have the expectations as the 1 seed, right? We have the bye. Win 1 game, you're in the FC Championship. Win 2 games, you're in the Super Bowl.
Well, wasn't that the year they had like a Christmas game with the Steelers, and they were both like 10-0 or something like that, or 9-0? I mean, I feel
possibly
that, or
I think
that may have been the year later.
2000. I think it's 2008 with the Ravens. You ran into the Ravens. I think you had Chris Johnson. You were like 12-2 or something like that. Kerry Collins.
Wasn't there like a
2009.
13-0 one year, and then Brett Favre and the Jets came in and.
Yeah, that like last year that Brett Favre was around.
He was with the Jets, and then they win that game, and then the Jets imploded after that. Like that was their Super Bowl. They won in Tennessee and knocked the Titans from. I think the Titans might have been 11-0 at that point.
And we're talking about Titans and Jets playoff games. That's crazy.
It's funny how the wheel turns.
Wasn't the last Jets playoff was Mark Sanchez the quarterback? Has it been that long?
It was the 2010 AFC Championship game. Was their last playoff?
It's been that long.
I remember listening to that game on a radio coming back from a game.
Yeah, and people forget. 2009, 2010, they were back-to-back in the AFC Championship game, one win away from...
And they beat some really good... I think they beat Peyton Manning one time to get to the championship. Then they upset the Patriots in New England. That was Bart Starr. Can't wait! When you actually listen to him talk, he talks nothing like that at all. Can't wait! And then, then they had Hard Knocks, and Rex Ryan's talking about his toe fetish, cursing everyone out. And they go, let's get some effing snacks.
Oh, Rex Ryan, what a character!
I want him back for just coach one team for 1 year and have like Netflix do like
throw him in the USFL.
And have Netflix follow him around all year. I just want to have that again.
His brother's what, the defensive coordinator at USC?
I think so.
Something like he's an entertaining press conference, which is it USC?
Yes, the assistant head coach and for defense and linebackers at USC.
Which is wild, since Lincoln Riley's so buttoned up and doesn't say anything of substance, and you get him that long hair. Which, by the way, have you guys seen the Hard Knocks with the Browns with the offensive line coach, and every time he says "hut,"
that's a good clip.
Baker Mayfield's like, how does he do that?
That is a really good clip.
Yeah, well, back on track to local sports. Softball, high school softball, Lady Cats back home. Got Giles County tonight. They're 2-1 within the district, and trying to make it 3-1. My inside the locker room, inside the dugout, or inside the stands, however you want to put it, with Charlie, head coach Charlie Lloyd. So, they ended Murfreesboro well, but now they get a chance back in district play. All these teams pretty even. They got a chance to kind of get back on the right track here tonight.
Yeah, I think having a district that's and I don't want to say middle of the road as in they're not good teams. I want to say middle on the road as in they're all very competitive with each other. I think that makes district play that much more fun. Giles County coming in, 1-1 in district play, so I think it's another good opportunity for Lawrence County to get another win and try to battle with Franklin County for that top spot in the district.
Well, go ahead.
I was just going to ask where the Lady Cats sitting right now. Is the record
second? They're 8-7 overall.
Second,
2-1 in the district. Right?
Yep. I've got the game tonight, and I want to see them be more consistent. And it's funny how I was on here yesterday to talk about this. I had no idea that head coach Charlie Lloyd had said the same thing. It's like we are completely on the same page with this.
I should have had how many times he said consistently counted.
Ding, ding, there it is.
He said at least double-digit times. But we all agree with him.
Yeah, I completely agree with him. It's just funny how it was like you literally say like the exact same things are coming out of your mouth came out of his mouth when I interviewed him. Yeah. So it's like we get it. They need to have that more consistency, and they have the ability to do it. I really think they do, and it just has to start somewhere. And you go into Murfreesboro and you feel like you're just kind of going back and forth, and it seemed like you're going to have a good game against Wilson Central, lead off homer to start, and then you just crash down and you lose the game. Well, then you battled back and you ended well in Murfreesboro. Okay, you got to continue that. And I feel like having this Giles County team come in, yes, rivalry, but Giles County looks like they should be able to Lawrence County should be able to handle them. So this is where it starts now, to where you need to get that consistency going. You can do it. Prove it, and it can start with this.
That's about a month. Got about a month left in the regular season. About 4 weeks or so.
Man, it's crazy. Isn't it? I mean, it just felt.
You just get started and then boom, it's over.
It's like basketball bleeds into the next thing. Like here we go. It's all baseball and softball. Well, we only got really a month left, huh?
Yeah.
After this week, it's only 4 weeks till the end of April. You got 4 weeks in April after this week. And postseason starts up right the 1st of May.
Usually second week of May, so you have 5 weeks the regular season.
And I'm pretty sure at all of our districts, the top team hosts.
Yes,
right?
I would say as far as I've heard, that is still the same way things go. And So I'd say looking like Forest has got the lead in District 9 on the baseball side. Franklin County, is up there tied with Lawrence County at the top. District 12 on the baseball side. On the softball side, it's looking like Community and Franklin County.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
really
Community
good.
has the benefit of playing one more district game as of now than Summertown.
But hey, Lawrence County, if they sweep tonight baseball-wise, we could have. I just would love not to travel.
Everything here.
Yeah, everything here, right here, our building. We just.
I would say you got the new field. It feels like you got to have it here.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, especially Jack Emerson's ball last night.
Man.
Tom Cruise Field. That's
Would not have held that.
That's through the uprights.
Was that the first home run ball with the new LED lights?
We had two the other night.
Yeah, two the other night. Okay,
it's awesome.
Oh yeah, the one with the fireworks.
Does any other
about
team in our district have a turf field?
No. Now the opposing district,
Is
like in
Battle
the same
Creek.
region, Battle Creek and Spring Hill
yeah.
too.
Well, it makes sense to host district here. Like, I mean, for weather purposes, hey, you don't have to worry about a muddy infield if you get a passing rain shower and delay games. Let's do it right over here.
Isn't there weather in the area on Thursday, Taylor, or did I?
There could be some, but honestly, I was telling these guys earlier, it's funny how these teams are starting to move Thursday and Friday's games to like Wednesday. Now it looks like tomorrow is going to be the day that we actually deal with the rain and storms, and then it's just kind of very hit or miss Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Summertown's back in action. They got Forest tonight, softball-wise, and that team just keeps rolling. And don't know too much about Forest, but do know a lot about Summertown. And, Tyler over there got a chance to see him.
My alternate personality.
Our play-by-play guys called him Tyler
Nice.
the other night. But so they're back to action. So we just got a busy night of baseball and softball once again, and looking forward to it, guys. Loretto and Summertown's probably going to be a pretty interesting one. We'll see how things go down with Lawrence County and Tullahoma tonight, and just hoping. Well, last night we're like, man, we're going to get some good games, and we got 2 run rules.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say we were so excited about these good games, and then fortunately, I guess for Loretto and Lawrence County, the bats came out hot, and the pitching was just as good. So 2 wins for the Mustangs and the Wildcats.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, coming up next, we're going to talk some hoops, talk some baseball, and talk some Tiger behind the wheel. It's not been a good thing. Let's be when we return on Exports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen.
When it's time to build a home, remodel, or add on, Hamby Builders is this area's experienced construction company. From site selections to floors, doors, windows, trim, tile, bathrooms, and kitchen, the Hamby Builders team can make your home the home of your dreams. Hamby Builders is licensed and insured with over 20 years of experience in homes in Giles, Lawrence, Wayne, and Murray counties. Trust your home construction or light commercial project to the team with experience and integrity. Hamby Builders. Call 931-629-5264 or 931-629-9472 today.
The storm doesn't ask. It takes. It tests. It pushes everything to its limit. Some things are built different. Some things are built to last. Tested by the elements. Proven by time. Engineered for whatever comes next. Summertown Metals. Strength in every storm.
Are you tired of missing out on family life just to be treated like another truck number? Since 1986, Southeast Carriers has been a family-operated business based in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Being family-owned ourselves, we understand the importance of family, which is why we value it above all else. With our large number of dedicated lanes and our friendly staff, we are able to evenly divide your home time with the amount of time you spend on the road. We offer multiple benefits with large company pay now starting at $20 per hour, all while keeping a small company environment. For more information, visit our website, southeastcarriers.com, or check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
Southern Craft Manufacturing is dedicated to creating the finest quality and greatest value products in the death care industry. Southern Craft has perfected blending old world craftsmanship with modern manufacturing technologies to create a full line of steel, wood, and corrugated caskets. Family owned and operated for over 30 years, Southern Craft is now looking to hire local and regional truck drivers, welders, and production workers, each with great starting pay and a benefits package. For more information, visit southerncraftmfg.com.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back to X Sports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen. Taylor, Michael, Brian, and myself. Guys, let's get into, we've got the Final Fours are set up for everybody here on the men's side. We've got Michigan, Arizona, what might be the de facto national championship game on one side. Arizona, UConn, could have been Duke, should have been Duke.
Jeez.
Brian, what were your thoughts on that meltdown?
It was incredible. I was fine with it. I don't necessarily care about Duke. For some reason, I embrace Dan Hurley and like him just being a complete jerk. And I'm like, all right, he's a psychopath. Let's embrace it. Yeah. Like, I don't know, it just seems normal to do that, and it seems normal to reject and hate on Duke. So like, whatever happens to Duke, forget those losers. Like, good for UConn. It was just immaculate. Like, just watching it unfold, it's what March is all about. You had two top teams going at it, and a buzzer beater, it wasn't 0.4 seconds left.
But,
Right.
The de facto buzzer beater.
The de facto buzzer beater, right. So, man, it was incredible. I went back. I literally watched that clip so many times. I was sitting on the couch with my wife, Sarah, and I went back and rewound it and watched it over and over and over again, just looking at different people in the crowd, different reactions to players, different coaches' reactions, and then just listening to the silence as the shot goes up. Everybody just gets quiet. It gets quiet. It's ridiculous. Everybody in the arena gets as quiet as it ever been during that shot. And right before it goes to the net, it's just silence. Swish. Everybody hears the swish because it's quiet. And then, elation in one half, and then just total dejection and wanting surrender covers everywhere. Right after the shot goes through.
And that's my favorite thing to check for. Is just everybody immediately just
surrender cover.
Like UConn, as Duke is inbounding the ball, all of UConn's fans are like, crap. Dadgummit. Right? As soon as the ball gets tipped over, Duke's fans, that you start seeing the Cobras go up. Just the body language is so hilarious to study.
And honestly, I would say I've seen the clip of John Shire's reaction. It's kind of like as soon as that ball was in, and getting tipped the first time, he knew it was over.
There was one camera, you might have seen it, where I think it was the one that they're looking behind, or you see him in the foreground with the shot, and you see the crowd in the background, and there is several rows where it's that they don't know each other. They're all just oh my gosh, and then they just go ecstatic when he makes that shot. I know you weren't here yesterday, but the comment that I made is that reminded me so much of the Virginia Furman game that happened a few years back. Almost the exact same situation.
Similar, trying to get it across half court, right? They were up. Virginia was up, and they're trying to hit. Some guy just throws a stupid errant pass over his head, right? That's the famous Kevin Harlan's on the call, and I think it's Van Gundy's just Can't say anything
where that's where Harlan went.
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
say a word.
Let it breathe. Let it breathe. Right?
Did you just see what we just saw?
And see, I feel like kind of bad for Grant Hill because like he's just got to sit through that. He's he's a Duke guy through and through, but he's a CBS analyst for that, and he just had to sit there.
We don't feel bad for Duke.
Just had to sit there and take it.
I'm good.
Ever. Haven't been around that fan base as much as I have in basketball. You don't feel bad for them ever. But to your point about the silence, I've seen a buzzer beater in the NCAA tournament before. I saw Northwestern State beat Iowa when Iowa was a 3 seed, and a guy hits a corner 3, and I swear that ball was in the air for 15 seconds.
Yeah.
But he shoots at a corner 3 in the whole place. Like, I'm in the Palace at Old Auburn Hills. It's so terrible that they tore that place down because it was great. The Palace, but he shoots it in the corner, and the whole place went like it. Quiet as it is right now. Then it goes through, and then like it's funny because you have like all these different fan bases. You got 8 different fan bases there in one day because you play 4 games in one day, and like the other 7, all of a sudden Northwestern State makes this comeback because Iowa could just never really pull away. All of a sudden this guy hits a corner 3, and then like 7 different fan bases gang up against the one.
That's what I love about the early first and second round games in March, even into the Sweet 16 to an extent, because you still have several teams that play there. And so that's one of the great things I love about March Madness, especially with the first and second round, is you get those Cinderella stories like UMBC against Virginia. I think they beat Virginia.
First 16
First
overall.
16-1.
And you just you start the game off, and there was, I forget where they played, but I want to say that Virginia had kind of like somewhat of a home court advantage.
Washington, D.C.
It was
might
close.
Have been somewhere like that.
Where it was like, if you looked at the crowd, it was obviously you have other teams.
Either way, Virginia is going to travel better than UMBC.
Right. Right. But still, it was like that was kind of more Virginia's. And then all of a sudden, you get whoever else was in those games later that day. You got the UMBC fans, but now you've got Virginia Tech or whatever who's playing there. You got their fans and the other fans. All of a sudden, they're ganging up on Virginia.
It's a wild atmosphere. It's the same for the conference tournaments too, especially when that top seed's on the edge, and then everyone else's fan bases are in the semifinal game afterwards, and the game after, like, please do it, please do it.
We will be UMBC fans for this game.
I was about to say, I've been on both sides of that, where I was a part of a fan base that was ganging up on another one, or had it happen to us. But I would say, talking about the silence before the shot reminds me of a lot of Jamal Mashak's that half-court shot against Alabama last year, because it felt like that Paul George Gatorade commercial where he just throws it up and it was like ball game or whatever, and it was dead silent, and then boom, the elation, like you mentioned.
That game, the Duke game that we're talking about, it reminded me, I don't know, just in as far as impact and as far as importance, it reminded me of UCLA versus North Carolina a few years ago. With
Chris Jenkins hitting that shot.
That was an incredible game, and I think it was like the Tiger kid. Is that what his name was? With the crazy hair for UCLA? Didn't he have like
Tiger Campbell?
Tiger Campbell. You had
Johnny Juzang was on that team. Jaime Jaquez. That was a good UCLA.
Either way, that was an incredible game, and just the weight of it just reminded me a lot of the weight of this game too. UCLA was a lower seed in that game, but that's still like a historic program, right? So, and these are 2 historic programs going at it with an incredible game, and that's great for the sport. What we just saw.
Was that UCLA team? Was that the one where Alabama, we played in the Sweet 16,
I think so.
And Reese hit the buzzer beater to go into overtime? I thought that was that team. Yep. That was a really, even in that game, that was a very scrappy UCLA team. And did they? How far did they go?
They went to the Final Four.
They
were that half court shot from Jalen Suggs away from going to that.
Suggs is the guy that I was trying to think of. Dang it.
That's
Dude,
right.
he had a half court or it was like a full court pass.
Yeah.
Like, he bounced it at half court from the other side and hit a guy in stride on the other end. It was what dreams are made of. It was incredible.
He was the number 1 basketball player, I think, in the country in his class, and he was also the number 1 football player in the state of Minnesota. Like, he was a 5-star in both sports and could have gone anywhere for anything. And I think the basketball was the right choice for him.
That was a very good UCLA team that year.
Well, on the women's side, guys, chalk. The top 4 seeds in all the regions make it in there. So we've got South Carolina and UConn. that might be a de facto national championship game. And then you got Texas and UCLA. I picked Texas to win it all, probably the wrong way to go, but it's chalk on down the line here.
Why? All right, so because you make a good point where you literally could honestly state that this is the de facto national championship game, South Carolina and UConn. Why did you put them in the same bracket to where it would not be the national championship game? I mean, not to take away anything from Texas and UCLA, because they have phenomenal teams and they could easily win against South Carolina or UConn. But it just seems like that should be the national championship game.
Well, and how that's the first game of the night. That's the 6 p.m. game. The Texas UCLA game is the 8:30 one. So I feel like maybe they even got the time slots backwards. But yeah, again, I'm with you, AJ. I had Texas winning the national championship. As long as Vic Schaefer is in Austin, Longhorns always going to have a chance.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I think the women. I've tried to keep up with women's college basketball as much as I can, but it's just hard to find Cinderellas. We keep seeing all the time. Well, men's college basketball, it's the haves or the have-nots. But I'm looking on that side. Yeah, we've got some 1 seeds, but Illinois is a 3 seed, UConn's a 2 seed, and then the 2 1 seeds are going up against each other. And the toughest game Michigan had up until this point right now was against a non-seed in St. Louis.
Well, I would say you even go look at the women's side. The Elite Eight games. Texas won by 36. South Carolina won by 26, and then you go to the games the day before. UConn won by 18. UCLA won by 12. I mean, you talk about the chalk on the men's side, but man, on the women's side, it feels like it's chalk every year.
Why is it on the women's side that there's such a distance in these teams? I mean, with the men's, it's like, okay, well, you've had 16 seeds beat 1 seed. Yeah, it took a long time for that to happen, but you finally had that happen. It's not unprecedented to have a Texas like you had this year go to almost the Elite Eight as an 11 seed. But you go into the women's side, and it's like it's always going to be UConn, South Carolina, LSU, Tennessee, and then some of these big time schools. And then you look at the games they go through, and like you said, they're winning by 30 points.
Yep.
Is the nature of all of the athleticism in the women's college basketball game? Is it more confined than it is on the men's side, where it's like a smaller pool, and it only happens to be all these kind of specific schools?
I think they just all gravitate to the top programs.
Yeah.
I think there's really good talent, obviously, in our country because we win every Olympics gold medal. But I think everyone grows up wanting to play for UConn, or now South Carolina, Baylor, Texas. They want to play for an SEC team or a Big Ten team or an ACC team. No one, no offense down the road, but no one's like, my dream is to be part of North Alabama.
Well, and that's the thing. You have the option. It's like, I want to be, say I'm from Arkansas and I want to be a hometown kid. But South Carolina's offered me. Trust me, I would much rather go play with all the 5 stars at South Carolina, win the national championship, than be at home in Arkansas, winning 5 or 6 games a year.
I think the men's game is they're more willing to spread out the wealth a little bit and try different things. The women's game is, and part of that, I'm not blaming the players for this at all. I'm blaming the coaches and the programs. Like, make yourself accessible. Make yourself... I'm loving both those schools I root for, Marshall and West Virginia. Marshall's, I think they made it to the women's NIT semifinals. West Virginia got the host. Like, they decided to up their game. They upgraded their facilities. They upgraded their recruiting money and their NIL budget to go get these big time players. It's up to all these other programs to catch up with what UConn and all of them are doing. You see that on the men's side, but then again, that's also a athletic department thing. Like, where's the most money get funneled into? Football and men's basketball. And that's up to the athletic department to be like, okay, if we want to be good in women's basketball as well, we need to give them some money. So I think it's, UConn UConn men's and women's basketball gets the bulk of their money. That's where they put it in. Texas has got unlimited money.
Yeah.
UCLA's
probably in that same boat.
UCLA does not put a lot of emphasis on football, but they put emphasis on men's and women's basketball, softball, and baseball.
Yeah.
So, that's why they're good. It's where you put your money to. And all of these programs, you're looking at them, South Carolina the same. We decided to invest a lot of money in women's college basketball. Look where we are.
Yeah, and see, I think a lot of universities aren't wanting to take the same steps that South Carolina is. I read an article the other day that they're still operating in like a $6.5 million deficit this year, and they're playing in the Final Four. So, a lot of athletic departments are trying to make as much money as possible. I think you're seeing a lot of people kind of shy away from the women's game and decide that, listen, I don't think a women's Final Four is worth $7 million or whatever it is that it would cost every year, because I think that there's a lot of money that could be put into this for NIL and stuff like that would spread the talent out a little bit more. But I don't think there's enough big schools willing to make that step.
The biggest upsets in women's college basketball in March Madness history: a 16-1 in the women's side before it happened in the men.
Really?
Happened in '98. Harvard beat Stanford in '98, 71-67. Other notable, a 15's never beaten a 2 on the women's side, and from what I know, a 14's never beaten a 3. But we've had a pair of 13s beaten 4s, Wright State over Arkansas in 2021, Marist over Georgia, 2012, South Dakota, after winning their first round game over a 7-seed, upset 2-seed Baylor in 2022 when they made it their only time to the Sweet 16. Their coach is now at Minnesota, and they made it to the Sweet 16 this past year. And the only other one of significance, 3-seed Arizona upsetting UConn in 2021.
As I say, I actually got to see one in person. I think it was 2022. Tennessee was hosting the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament, and Belmont was in there as well and made the tournament, and they upset whoever they played in the first round. Let me see if I can. They upsetted Oregon, a 5-seed Oregon in that first round game, and double overtime as a 12-seed. But that was a crazy game. And then they gave Tennessee a heck of a fight in the next round, and that was when Sarah Puckett hit that big corner 3 for the Lady Vols. And man, it feels like forever ago now.
She's a Muscle Shoals native. I'm pretty sure Sarah Puckett. Right? Yeah.
I just look at it, and it's like I understand that you're going to have dominant teams in any sport. Like you look at the men's game right now. Michigan and Arizona are probably the 2 most dominant teams right now in basketball. Yeah. And you get into the women's side, and you have all number 1 seeds in the Final Four. It just feels like I feel bad to an extent because you see these really good teams. Yeah. Like, if for some reason Alabama, I know that they've got a decent team. They got knocked out in the second round, I believe. But if for some reason they made it to like the Elite Eight and then faced like a South Carolina, whoever they were in the bracket, and it's like, oh, we got destroyed by 40 points. I don't know. From my perspective, it's almost like, all right, well, nice having you here, but bye. And it's like the level of competition that you then end up going against is just incredibly higher. And I don't know, I'm with you. I understand it's like it depends on the money that's been dished out by the athletic departments, and
you get what you pay for.
You get what you paid for, and I wish that there was a little bit more distribution in the women's game, because you feel like that there are some good quality teams that if they just had a little bit more, you could actually go up against the South Carolina.
Alabama's kind of didn't they just lose their coach at USF?
Yep,
I think so.
You would think that's kind of like a step down, but USF's A, willing to pay her money to come, B, willing to invest money into the program, and you're ripping her away from an SEC program.
That has really been increasing over the past several years.
Yeah. Well, guys, to the big news going on in sports right now, and it's not Kevin Durant's burner Twitter account. Tiger Woods just had his 3rd accident.
My God, get that man a driver.
He told authorities that he was looking down at his cell phone and changing the radio station, his SUV, which caused him to not see a truck slowing down before his rollover crash last week on Juniper Island, Florida. Marion County Sheriff's Deputy Tatiana Levinar, I hope I said that right, wrote in the arrest affidavit that Woods was sweating profusely and his movement was lethargic and slow while she interviewed him. Woods, 50, was arrested last Friday on suspicion of misdemeanor DUI or property damage and refusal to submit to a lawful test. Martin County Sheriff said Friday that Woods' breathalyzer test didn't show any signs of alcohol. Woods refused to submit to your analysis test for other drugs, according to the sheriff. I think they did find, some
2 hydrocodone pills.
Hydrocodone pills. His eyes were bloodshot and glassy. His pupils were extremely dilated, which means there was probably no white in his eyes you were seeing. And his arrest picture and the picture of him being driven away looks like a very sad, lonely, needs help man.
Okay, I get he's explained why, but how do you not just call an Uber, call a Lyft, get a driver? You're Tiger Woods. Yeah. He said that he doesn't want a driver because he doesn't want people all up in his business. But dude, this is now what, 3 DUIs, 2 DUIs, enough that an average person would lose their license, and it's just not shocking, honestly. I would say I read it. My initial reaction was, oh, again. I mean, it's just kind of an every couple of years thing with him now.
You're freaking Tiger Woods. You can buy hundreds of limos. You can buy hundreds of personal cars. Hire a freaking driver.
Right.
And if you're worried about for Uber or whatnot, people get up your business. Okay, well then don't do Uber. Well, guess what? Hire a freaking man or whoever to go and drive you. It's not that hard. I understand that you like to drive. I love to drive. And honestly, if it got to the point in my life where I'm up in age and I just cannot operate a motor vehicle anymore, I'm going to be ticked off because I love to drive. I get his aspect of wanting to drive. But if you're going to be in these situations where, hey, apparently I know he's got a lot of painkillers going on. Okay, well, if you're really needing to take some painkillers right now and you know for a fact that you do not feel well, you're kind of, a little lightheaded or whatnot, okay, we'll be like, all right, hey, call my driver, whoever it is, I need to go over here, take me over here. It feels like it's getting beyond the borderline of common sense to where it is common sense, and you should know this.
Really just sad, I guess, because I have people in my family that were affected by opioid abuse, and it's clear that he is not getting off these things anytime soon. And you can make excuses. He's had the car accidents, he's had the back surgeries, he's had the however many surgeries on his leg from his crash that he had a few years ago. But you just need to learn how to take those in a controlled manner. If you don't, then they will take over your life. And it's clear that they are controlling, he is governed by these things. So from that standpoint, as a human being, man, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for his son, who has to watch his dad do this and make a fool of himself.
He's not the age where he's committed to a college now. I don't think he's a senior in high school, but still,
he's in high school.
He's in an age where he can kind of understand the crowd.
He's not numb to this, and I'm sure he hears. He very well could get picked on for it. People throw a couple of comments his way just because it's an easy target. Your dad is out in the public eye, and it's not for a good thing. So, feel bad for his family. Feel bad for Tiger. He's a guy that's done so much good in the golf game that, man, you want to celebrate him, and he's the man. He's Tiger freaking Woods, but at the same time, it's. Gosh, man, you really make it hard to celebrate you when you do crap like this.
And I know kind of what I said seems like it's harsh, even though it's pretty obvious. But I'm also with you where it's I know he's got a lot of this going on. I do feel for him because it's you can see when he plays golf, even with the TGL stuff he had, that he's dealing with pain, and it is, if he is addicted to the opioids and stuff, that's tough. Everything that he's been in, but it's my goodness, you at least should be able to know, hey, I can't really do this anymore. Can we have someone else do this for me?
And I'm about saying there's been plenty of athletes around, and not just golfers, but around my age that are that I watched growing up that you've seen this happen with Tiger Woods. You can go to the Major League Baseball and look at Josh Hamilton, a guy whose career was derailed by something like this, and it kind of hurts to see because like y'all were talking about, man, this is Tiger Woods. I grew up. This guy was one of the best athletes in the world, and now to kind of see him in this light, it kind of hurts.
Yeah, and you guys all make great points. I've got family members that have struggled with substance abuse as well, and it all comes down to needing help, but mainly admitting you need help. And I think that's where Tiger is right now. He needs to admit that this is a major problem. It's not getting better anytime soon. It's not helping his health at all. It's making it worse all around the road. And you said it right off get-go, Mike, and I saw someone make this point on X, is, this is any of us up here, we're in jail.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tiger's out.
Yeah.
And, he's getting that rich guy athlete privilege. Yeah. He might need someone to kind of drop the hammer on him.
He needs accountability. He needs accountability. Exactly. But there's nobody holding him accountable for what he's done, because he can buy his way out of anything, or he can be like, hey, you see this red shirt, you know who I am, right? And then you can walk through any door and get out of any situation. But he doesn't have anybody holding him accountable, and therefore he's never going to beat his addiction that he has. It doesn't matter what addiction you're struggling with, whatever you can think of in your head that people are addicted to, the only way you get out of it is by people holding you accountable.
Which is why they only let you into rehab facilities on your own volition, because that way they know you're serious. And there's a lot of other legal reasons behind that, but that way they know you're serious about it.
Yeah, I would say, and I like the point y'all bring up about accountability, because athletes are I feel like the most common repeat offenders. Like, they do something and it gets blown up, and then it goes quiet, and then you see it happens again 6 months later, or happens again 2 years later, and because there's nobody holding them accountable. They just get a slap on the wrist, a $20,000 fine or whatever it is, and go back on with their lives.
The thing that Tiger has going for him. And you see this with other athletes. I feel like Josh Hamilton's a good comparison, because he, correct me if I'm wrong, but everything that I've heard and read, he's a quality guy. Yeah. He's a solid dude. Demons. He just has demons. And if you are a quality guy and you know that, or the fans and the people know that, then same thing with Tiger. Tiger's not a bad dude. No. He's done so much for the golf community. He's done so much for just the community in general. And, he obviously has demons to work with, but he has, if there's a positive that he has going for him in that aspect, is that he's not an a-hole. Yeah. He's not some guy where you're just like, well, I'm glad he dealt with that. That he's going to jail where you have no support whatsoever with some of these people. People still support him, be like, I hate that for him because he's dealt with this, but hey, can we try to fix this from happening in the future?
It makes me, I might go back later tonight after the game and start rewatching the Tiger HBO series again. Yeah. Have you all seen that?
I've seen parts of it.
You guys, it gives you an insight into kind of Tiger's upbringing, and kind of, he has multiple addictions, and they're not all substance abuse related. Right. Some of the ways he was treating his body, like going through military training for
I've heard that
one reason or another, just like to feed some competitive desire or something like, which is, he wrecked his body because of didn't need to do that. Professional golfer, you're not playing a contact sport unless you want to go all NASCAR and start making it a contact sport. But guys, good show again today. We'll be off tomorrow, but back here on Thursday. So for Taylor/Tyler, Bryant, Michael, and myself, we'll see you guys on Thursday.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.